So, last week, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I think I'm a genius. I got horrible bad luck when it comes to just fully investing and thinking that my Eagles are going to win. I reverse psychology karma. I had the Rams winning in the hopes that the Eagles would actually win. And by God, they found a way to win. So, yes, while I do go officially 1-2 because the Cardinals sold me and Gianni this week, I ain't mad about it. Drop the 5-3. All right. Bam. Actually have well, you went 2-1 this week. The Packers sold the both of you.
Oh,
Gianni,
me.
you also have a 1-2 week.
So what's my
So
record?
yeah, so right now as it stands, G, you are at 5-3. Me and you are both at 5-3. Bam, you are now at 6-3. Wait, that can't be right. Yeah, yeah, 6-3. 6-3. Oh, I was looking at it wrong.
So what y'all, five and
Okay.
two?
No, yeah, I was looking at it wrong. I read it wrong. 6-3 for you, and for me and Gianni, it was what boy? I was adding on another one. We're 6-3. So we're all 6-3.
Okay. All right.
We're all 6-3. Stalemate, as it sits. So I'll start with you this week, then. Two locks, one shock.
Defense. My first lock, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and go Bills over the Saints. That's a gimme right there. Bills gonna absolutely destroy the Saints. That's gonna be that's gonna be nasty. I don't even think I want to watch that one. My second lock, again, I think a gimme. Chargers over Giants. My shock only by record. My only in record. I'm going to give me the Rams over the Colts. I don't think the Colts Cinderella run is going to continue when it comes to that. I'm gonna go ahead and say Rams over the Colts there.
So for my first lock of the week, yes, I am also going with the Bills over the Saints. Saints fans, all I gotta say is you thought that the Seahawks were bad. Tuh. Viewer discretion is advised when you go up against Josh Allen. Ain't much else to say right there. GG's Saints fans. My second lock of the week. I was also going to go with the Chargers, but in the hopes of not being the same, I'm actually going to pivot. And I'm going to say the Packers over the Cowboys. This is the Micah Parsons revenge game. This is the game that the Packers, frankly, need to win. I mean, you got to let out some offensive frustration against a Cowboys team whose defense is not good. And this is a team that historically owns Jerry in Jerry's world to begin with. No CD Lamb, horrible defense. Like, if anything, this turns into a shootout. Like, you should be straight. And Jordan Love's the guy that y'all claim Jordan Love to be, then should be no worries this Sunday then. So that's going to be my second lock. The Packers over the Cowboys. My shock of the week, however, give me the Jaguars over the 49ers. 49ers, as we mentioned earlier, are banged up. No Nick Bosa either anymore for Trevor Lawrence to worry about. This game is in San Francisco, but Liam Cohen, he's got these boys believing right now, man. And I think that is going to come to fruition this Sunday when they take on the 49ers and, give the Niners their first loss on the year. The Niners, they've been hanging on by a thread. They've been beating these, kind of mediocre teams to the first three games of the year. Like, I'm sorry, the Cardinals, like, just barely beat them. You got the Seahawks, just barely beat them. And you got the Saints, who are, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, about to be potentially winless this year. Now you take on a Jaguars team fresh up a high of being the Texans, a divisional round, a divisional matchup. Yeah, give me the Jaguars in the upset this week against the 49ers. Duval. That's what they're going to be shouting out after this game.
My first lock is pretty easy, honestly. I'm going with the Bills over the Saints. We saw what the Seahawks did to the Saints, right? Everybody saw that, right? So you know what? The Bills might actually drop 70, honestly, on Sunday. He might actually drop 70, honestly, on them. This game is gonna be. This game should be censored, honestly, because that's how bad it's gonna be, honestly. The second lock, you gotta go with the Packers over the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they're a mess, really. Losing CD. I just don't know where to go from here, honestly. Really. They're gonna probably win a couple of games, in the coming weeks, but it's not looking good at all for Dallas. At all. And for my shock of the week, this is probably the biggest shock I'm gonna put out on everybody, really. This team is a 9-point underdog, basically. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns over the Detroit Lions as the shock of the week. I am surprised of how good the Cleveland Browns defense is right now. They're number one right now after 3 weeks. They know how to shut down teams. Their offense is what it is, really. But with the Lions defense struggling, they can't stop anybody, really. So they might make Joe Flacco look a little better than what he's supposed to. And then you look at that defense. Right now, I look at the Lions' offensive line, they're kind of shaky. And then Myles Garrett is right there. If you try to double him, you're going to let these other guys just, be able to get to Jared Goff. I know the game is in Detroit, but something about Cleveland, like, they might win a couple of games more than what they're supposed to. They might upset some teams. They could be like a 6-11 team, honestly.
That was a real bold. That was a real bold pick
That's a real shock. I gotta give it to you.
Yeah.
That is a real shock. They just shot down one NFC North team.
Yeah.
What's another? And Jared Goff doesn't do well against very good defenses that know how to blitz. All right, and know how to get pressure.
Yeah.
We all saw how well Jared Goff performs under pressure, man. Well, I'm liking it. I'm messing with that pick. If you want to know our weekly NFL picks as well as our weekly NFL takes, make sure you follow the We Hate Sports podcast, available wherever you get your podcast picks, more specifically on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We also don't just cover the NFL. We cover the NBA. We cover the MLB. We talk about WWE sometimes, even the UFC. We're called We Hate Sports for a reason, people. Make sure you like and follow us on this video. Make sure you follow us on all our socials as well.